Ace Podcast.
You're listening to the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast, episode 64. On today's show, we'll be discussing the new Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus for January. We'll be going into an opinion piece, Are video games healthy for you? And Apple admits to slowing down older models. What does this mean? As well as we'll have our speedrun, and, well, we'll see what else we got.
Hello, one and all. Welcome to episode 64. I was waiting for maybe like a Nintendo 64.
I was trying, and I was like, oh, let's maybe add in the system sound when you turn it on. System doesn't make a sound.
Right. Well, this is episode 64. Nothing Nintendo related, but we all know it happened.
Nintendo!
It existed. This is the Super Co-op Squad. We talk about games, movies, comics, everything nerdy. We love it. You love it. We talk about the biggest things in the news for the last week in those topics, and anything else that we kind of care to talk about. So we'll get into those things, some other things. Before we hop into anything, though, this is going to be your terrible spoiler of the week.
Terrible spoiler of the week. Jack Sparrow escapes the prison in Port Royal. Pirates of the Caribbean. He gets locked up, but then he gets out.
Somehow, some way.
No, a cannon. No, that's how the other guys get out. Screw it.
He's got terrible luck. All right, that's your terrible spoiler. Hopefully you've watched Pirates of the Caribbean. Tomato.
Potato.
Right? But for real spoilers, guys, if you don't want to be spoiled on what's coming up in this episode or any of our episodes going forward or in the past, if you go back, check the show notes. You can find those by clicking the link in the summary of this episode that you're listening to right now. So if you're listening to your pod, on your iTunes or Google, Stitcher, wherever you're listening to, click that little link. It'll take you right there, or go to scspodcast.com. It'll take you right there as well. You can review everything we're talking about and see some pictures, some links, and stuff like that. So let's get into this. New year.
Before we get into it, I'm back.
Oh, yes. Garrett Laney's back. I'm your other host, Johnny Mac.
And Joshua.
Crickets.
No, this is a Super Co-op Squad first. This is a, what do we dub this? A Super Bro-op?
This is a Super Bro-op episode.
There we go. It's just the two of us. Just two dudes.
Yeah, we don't want to finish that.
Two dudes in the podcast.
Yep, two dudes in a pod. It's a good episode title, maybe. We'll
maybe.
See.
But I got a couple things I'd like to say in my absence from the last episode.
Okay.
A couple of just notes here. First of all, I'd like to thank Vivi for covering for me while I was gone, keeping these guys in check when I can't.
Keeping Joshua in check.
For the most part. Speaking of that, Joshua, dude, come on, man. I'm gone one weekend, one episode, and what is this you're doing? Come on, man.
Creating hate from just one whole gender.
Yeah, and I like that Joshua does not represent the Super Co-op Squad or views of the Ace Podcast. And, now we want to talk about Super Mario Odyssey.
I knew you were going to have a problem with that. I needed some material.
Yeah. I wanted to be part of that material. Just real quick, I'm going to talk about my favorite place.
Wow.
And my favorite capture, since I missed out on all of it. Yes, New Donk City is my favorite world, and my favorite capture is the Needle-Nosed Bird that is in Bowser's Kingdom. Just keep it nice and quick.
Okay, cool.
And lastly, Friday came out in 1995, bro. 1995.
Did I get that wrong?
You said 2005.
Oh, dang. Wow.
Yeah. That was a 90s cult movie.
Wow.
I just missed the time period there.
Hey, well, we all get some news wrong. Even like the Today Show gets news wrong.
Yeah, this is true. All right, that's my 2 cents.
All right. So on to the scripted part of the show. Well, I guess semi-scripted. First things up, we're going to be reviewing the Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus free games for the month of January. And talk about those a little bit. So first up, we got the PlayStation Plus games. We have Deus Ex: Mankind Divided for $59.99. Batman: The Full Complete Telltale Series for $24.99. Sacred 3 for $14.99. The Book of Unwritten Tales 2 for $19.99. And Psycho Pass Mandatory Happiness for $29.99. And last but not least, the Uncanny Valley for $12.99 comes out to a full retail value of $162.94.
Now, of course, even though we are naming off prices, that's just what these games are listed as. If you are a member of PlayStation Plus, this is all free.
Yep, free games for you. So anything stand out on this list? What's important to you?
I see two things. Obviously, Batman. It's a Telltale game, so it's not really on my first gotta download this to play it. I've said it before, I'm kind of sick of the formula. But Batman, everybody loves Batman.
Yeah, I mean, I'll stick with that. So I like that Batman the Telltale series. I played it. I liked it a lot. It's fun, man. Well, I played 3 episodes, but yeah, I mean, you feel like Batman, and I like that you have a lot to do with both Batman and Bruce Wayne. The story is a little iffy at times. But yeah, this is a good free game, man.
Yeah.
For 25, I mean, for free, it's not $25, right? It's just a number they attach to make you feel good about your free game. But yeah, it's a great free game.
Yeah, and this is the first game in the Batman Telltale series. Enemy Within, I believe, is the second one on, I think it's like episode 2 now, maybe.
Yeah, they're moving along with this. So yeah, definitely grab this. You know, I would definitely say this is a top tier game. This is one of those times where I'm thinking, okay, this is a good game to make for free.
Yeah.
It's not one of those, oh, come on, man. Like nobody even wants this for free kind of thing.
Exactly. My other pick is Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. It's, well, a part of the Deus Ex franchise, and don't know much about it because I haven't played it, but I know that you kind of augment your character. He's like half cyborg, just kind of increases his abilities, stealth around, sneak around. It's that kind of third person stealth action adventure game.
Yeah, I'm not a big Deus Ex fan. I played, what is it called? Is it maybe Deus Ex Revolution on 360? I forget which one. I've only played one.
Human Revolution.
There we go. I think that's what it is. It wasn't my cup of tea, personally. My cup of sci-fi. If you know, I feel like if you like, maybe like Metal Gear and stuff like that, it might be up your alley. And the fact that you have the option, you know, to augment your abilities, you can usually typically, in at least that game, from what I understand, the other games, kind of choose stealth or technology augmentations or just pure badass, you know, fighting.
Yeah.
So you can kind of make your character and go through levels the way you want to. So if you like Metal Gear, you'll probably like this to some degree. The game that stands out to me is Sacred 3, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, man. I mean, if you like Diablo and RPGs, it's in that same vein, sort of. So I just enjoy those type of games, dungeon crawlers and top-down games and things like that. So, this is definitely on my radar. It's funny that it's $15. I feel like it's worth more than that, but I suppose because it's a PS3 version.
Yeah.
I don't know. The other ones though, a little bit of a shovelware there.
Yeah, I mean, the last two, we got Psycho Pass and Uncanny Valley on the Vita. Personally, I don't think there's very many good Vita games out there. There's, you know, Persona 4, which is just the PS2 game ported onto the Vita.
Right.
And Dragon's Crown. One more. Lost it. That's how much I care about. Yeah, right. Joshua.
He's got it stuck in there.
But yeah, shovelware. Psycho Pass. That sounds familiar. Isn't that an anime?
Yeah, Psycho Pass is an anime. I've actually watched it. I liked it a lot in the beginning. It in my opinion, peters out a tad bit. But essentially, it's where it's the Minority Report. If you watch that movie, with Tom Cruise, it's Minority Report of anime.
Is that the one where they get the guns and it's like the guns can only target people that are quote unquote like criminals or that kind of thing? Yeah,
they like their mental like stability is unbalanced, and the more like they do bad things, or their stability is like worsened, the gun will escalate to like, you know, taking them, you know, stunning them to just murdering people.
Okay. I'm interested to see how that would be a game.
Yeah, and that's the premise. But you know, to be truthful, not fair. Most of the time when you get like an anime version of a game like this. Yeah. So, I mean, it could maybe be the exception to the rule.
Looking at you, Sword Art.
Right. But I don't see it happening. So we'll see. All right. Other side of this thing, games with gold. So we had The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing 3 for $14.99.
Can't believe they made 3 of those.
Right. It's ridiculous. Zombie with no E, just Zombie. $19.99. Tomb Raider Underworld, $19.99. And Army of Two, $14.99, with a total coming out to $69.96.
Okay, so a lot less than the PlayStation side.
A whole lot less.
Yeah, but I mean it's almost like $100 less. But I mean, Sony has more systems that they're supporting, so
with their program.
Yeah.
So not a lot of great here. A couple of good, I guess.
Yeah.
Like Army of Two is a standout game.
That's a great game, I think. If you have someone to play with, absolutely.
Yeah, and so the two things that worry me though with Army of Two in this regard is, number one, even though it's a fun shooter, how is it holding up graphically and art-wise?
Yeah.
It might look pretty crappy on an Xbox One.
Yeah. And I'll take it a step further. That was kind of, I don't think it was it wasn't a launch title, but that was early 360. Compared to how games have evolved and how gamers have evolved with games, is it going to still be fun to play mechanically, gameplay-wise? Is the movement going to feel choppy?
That's a good point. Yeah. I mean, their cover system wasn't terrible, but I don't know how well it's going to stick compared to like Gears. Like you said, it could mechanically just not work the same.
Yeah.
Many games don't use like the aggro that they utilized.
Yeah, which I think is a really interesting concept for this game, and I think more games could maybe integrate that into a system. Like, say, if Gears had an aggro system where you're trying to shoot, get cover, or get the aggro, which we all found out what that was last week,
right?
And your partner go around, sneak around, and chainsaw them. That'd be really cool. So I think this is a good one. Tomb Raider Underworld, I'm gonna be honest.
Hold on, before you go there, my second point on Army of Two is that there needs to be online functionality. If there's no online functionality, that's like the whole point of the game gone.
That's a very key point.
Yeah, because the game is not fun if Rio is freaking the AI. Rio being one of the characters.
No, or split screening.
Yeah, I mean, I can't handle split screening.
Exactly.
I can't.
We have far surpassed split screening.
We need some sort of online functionality here. All right, Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider, I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not the smartest puzzle guy, but I got stuck in this game 15 minutes in. I went underwater, I had to do some underwater excavation or something like that, exploration, and I could not figure out where to go or how to, I saw where I had to go, couldn't figure out how to open it. That could be, I'm just not smart enough. That could be, gameplay wise, it didn't exactly work or kind of lead you into the direction where you need to go. It also being a very older kind of first, 360 game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a little rough giving this game to us now with the fact we've had two, rebooted franchise Tomb Raider games that are much faster paced, much better quality, much better kind of balancing. Like you were having trouble with the puzzles. It's balanced where it's puzzles if you choose to, action, survival stuff if you choose to, enhance. So this game, I don't know, it just feels like after playing that, it's hard to go back. Yeah,
I 100% agree with you. This is going to be a tough game for people who have played the new rebooted Tomb Raider to go back to and look upon like, oh, okay, yeah, this is where Lara Croft came from.
Right. So Zombie.
All I can really say is that this was a very popular game on the Wii U.
It is that game.
It is that game.
I forgot about that game.
But it was a Zombie U.
Yeah. It was, so they dropped that. Yeah, okay, I remember that now. It's okay. I think that game only did well on the Wii U because it was a launch title or it was very close to it.
Yeah.
So what were your options, kind of thing?
There was that, and
I rememre playing this now. I played this on the Wii U. Yeah, I forgot it was that game.
Yeah, is this set in like London or something? I remember seeing a zombie with that fuzz hat that the Royal Guards have.
Yeah, it must be in London.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now it kind of changes my thought of it because it was a decent, fun game for the Wii U. But then again, the same thing. I'm thinking like Army of Two. How does this transition?
Yeah. It being, I mean, it's probably one of the more recent than the other previous games we talked about. Zombie U, I'm sure came out after, Underworld and Army of Two, being on the Wii U. So hopefully it'll be an easier transition, but I don't know. So what was it? A first person shooter?
Yeah, it was first person.
Okay, because I didn't touch it. I just knew that it was popular on the Wii U at the time. Don't know much about it. Me personally, kind of tired of zombie games unless Left 4 Dead 3 comes out.
That's never gonna happen. So.
All right, then I'm done with zombie games.
Yeah, you're pretty much done then. They don't make threes in their series. Just Half-Life 3, no. Portal 3, no. It just doesn't happen.
Done.
Yeah, they're just done after 2. I mean, I'll download it. You know me, I'm gonna download every game regardless, but.
So I've already downloaded Tomb Raider Underworld just in case I want to get back to it. Haven't popped it on yet. I am waiting for Army of Two. That was a fun game I would like to get back to.
And then last game on this Games with Gold list, last and definitely least.
Yeah.
Most definitely least, The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing 3. I think they've already given us at least one of these for free already.
They've given us both of them. I know because I have them both downloaded, and the only reason I downloaded this one was just to complete the trilogy.
Wow.
I downloaded and uninstalled them.
They're not great, man.
I don't know. I have not touched it. Maybe they made 3 of them, so it's got to be somewhat okay. Or the company just has money to burn.
Okay, were these games already existing before they released on Games with Gold?
So Van Helsing, this third one, I believe it is debuting, like, now.
See, when that happens, I feel like they're like, all right, just, what do you got? You got this? All right, we're going to throw it on Games with Gold. You're going to get a small amount of, $300,000 or whatever the number.
Which is probably more than they'd make if they just released it.
Exactly. And so here you go, boom, the game comes out.
Yeah. I can see that.
This is a little bit of shovelware.
Yeah, but not as much shovelware as PlayStation.
That's a good point. So that comes down to the question, it bears answering. Who won this month?
Interesting.
This is actually a tough month.
I think so. You have a real winner, I think, on the 360, on the Xbox Games with Gold side with Army of Two. That is a strong game. It was a lot of fun when it first came out. But Deus Ex Mankind, if you're into that kind of sci-fi action game, that's a long game. Yeah. That'll keep you busy for a while. And Telltale, it's a formula that obviously works because they keep making them, and I think people keep buying them. So you got two winners there for me.
Yeah, I say that Sony wins. Just kind of the same vein. I'm not a big Deus Ex fan. I am a Batman. I'm a Telltale fan, so I like the Batman game. But they gave us some new type games. They didn't give us games that are all 6 years old or worse.
Yeah, you got some decent stuff here.
Yes. I mean, yeah, sure, Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing 3 came out this 2018, but I mean, you're like a 2012 game. So, stop it. So yeah, I agree. I give the win to PlayStation. All right. Well, that's what we've got on the January freebies. Give us your thoughts, guys. Let us know what you think. What was worth downloading? What games you're looking forward to? What game was just shovelware for you? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Reach out to us, contact@scspodcast.net. That's our email, or reach out to us on Twitter @SuperCoopSquad. All right, guys, it's time for fan favorites. Every week, we pick 5 rapid fire questions, and each of us answers this week. It's just Garrett and I, no Joshua. Garrett and Johnny answer questions to see where we stand opposed and united in fandom. So play along and find out what are your fan favorites. And keep in mind, you can do that now. You can play along. You can vote in the poll, see the exact fan favorites for the next episode. So episode 65 will be available. Click that link that's going to be in the very tip top of the summary of the episode that you're currently listening to. That'll take you right to the poll. 5 questions, boom, 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 boom. And then we will have your answers included. So make sure you do that, and we can know where you stand in fan favorites as well. You had to pick, Garrett.
I had to pick, and I had some fun. I think a couple listeners also had fun with this one.
Okay.
I get a lot of flack for the Disney, being a Disney fan and everything. Even though I've only done Disney trivia twice, it seems to be the one that comes up every time. Like, oh, there's another Disney trivia. So no, this is not Disney themed. This is specifically non-Disney animated movies.
All right.
Just which one did you like more?
Cool.
Probably some that you haven't seen, but we will see. We'll see. Just take your best stab at it.
Cool.
All right. Number 1, The Land Before Time or Quest for Camelot.
Land Before Time.
Land Before Time. All Dogs Go to Heaven or Cats Don't Dance.
All Dogs Go to Heaven.
All Dogs Go to Heaven. Fern Gully or Once Upon a Forest.
Fern Gully.
Fern Gully. Brave Little Toaster or The Iron Giant.
Oh!
Yeah, I had to make it hurt. I couldn't make them all easy.
Iron Giant.
I'm gonna go Brave Little Toaster.
Okay.
And last but not least, Anastasia or The Swan Princess.
Swan Princess.
I also give it to The Swan Princess.
Okay, wow. That was really close to being 100%, which has never happened with us, ever. Okay, so first up on the list, we had The Land Before Time or Quest for Camelot.
Yeah. So have you ever seen Quest for Camelot? I feel like that's one of the ones not a lot of people have seen.
I've seen it.
Okay.
I've seen it.
I mean, come on. The guy's name's Garrett.
I mean, I don't care.
The guy's name's Garrett.
I don't care about
That's
that.
really cool. He's a blind badass.
All right, but The Land Before Time, bro, like...
No, you can't stop it.
Yeah.
You can't stop the Land Before Tree stars, sharp teeth.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Land Before Time takes it. No problem.
Yeah, I mean, that it spawned like 38 straight to DVD movies.
Yeah, it really shouldn't have. Honestly, I'll be honest though, the first 3 were good.
They were cool.
Yeah, I like the second one when they got Chomper.
Yeah,
Chomper was in the mix.
That was cool.
And then he started talking in the third one.
Right. I think they started going bad when they started having all the songs.
Yeah, they were trying to be Disney. And I think a lot of the magic of what The Land Before Time was in that kind of time era, it wasn't a Disney movie.
Yeah.
It was a kid's movie. It was fun. It was a family movie.
Yeah, I mean, even as a family movie, it was some parts that were kind of hairy for a kid.
Yeah.
Watching Littlefoot's mom fight the T-Rex and die.
Yeah, my mom would often tell me, because I don't remember from that long ago, but she would tell me like that part made her cry. The Littlefoot's mom.
It's a rough scene, man.
Yeah.
And they didn't pull no punches on it. So yeah, it was a great film. Not even like a kid film like good, but just good.
Yeah, and I'm fighting with myself because I can't seem to remember if that was a Don Bluth film.
I was just thinking that.
I don't think it is. I think this is the first time, or the first animated film in which George Lucas and Steven Spielberg worked together. I think this movie, allow me to do a quick fact check.
Go ahead.
This is important.
I'll keep talking while you're doing that. So
okay, I lied. It's Don Bluth.
Really? Okay, because it has his feel of movies. He has a way.
Dude's magic.
What happened? Like, where did he go?
I believe he passed away.
Oh, really? Yes. I didn't know that.
Oh, I lied. Wow, I'm on it. Dude's alive and kicking. He's 80.
We didn't mean to put that on you, Don Bluth.
Sorry, man. Just make some more stuff, man. Make some more stuff.
Honestly, when you were talking, I was hoping that you were going to throw in The Secret of Nim when I started to know what you were going to do.
I've gotten a couple of not requests, but some people are like, well, why didn't you put that movie in? Why didn't you put this movie in? There's plenty to pick from, guys.
Yeah, there is. But God, that was a great movie too. Okay. Anyway, I think this is honestly the most votes we've ever had for fan favorites. Like, by far, a lot of votes. So thank you guys for that. Really appreciate it. Land Before Time still took 100% of the votes. The most votes we've ever had by a large margin.
Ooh, sorry, Quest for Camelot.
Yeah, you got dissed, bro.
I set you up to fail, man. I'm sorry.
All right, next we had All Dogs Go to Heaven or Cats Don't Dance.
Have you seen Cats Don't Dance?
I haven't. This is the only one on the whole list I haven't seen.
Really?
Yeah.
It was very enjoyable. It's a musical and one of my favorite kind of non-Disney or I guess non-Don Bluth films. It was pretty good. But if you put Don Bluth on the list,
yeah,
he's gonna win.
All Dogs Go to Heaven is again one of the all-time great animated films, Disney or not. It is absolutely great.
Yeah, it's got some decent songs, nothing too poppy. There's the Crockett singing to Charlie.
Let's make music together.
There we go.
Yeah.
So that had some good stuff. Having I'm spaced on his name right now. That voiced Charlie. Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it Burt Reynolds?
Yes, Burt Reynolds.
I really like this song when they're in heaven, like when he's trying to escape heaven. I sing that song to my son, just humming it. I love that tune. So
you can't keep a good dog down.
No, it wasn't that one.
No, I know. I'm just adding on to it.
Yeah. There's some good songs in that thing.
Yeah, but that movie was probably the first animated movie to scare me.
Really?
There was a scene where Charlie goes and with the adopted puppies, he gets pizza, they all eat and everything, and he has a dream. He has a terrible dream of him going to essentially doggy hell. That
Dell.
Scene, Dell. Damn it, Dell, your computers. That scene scared me when I was a kid. I mean, there was some weird brontosaurus skeleton ship carrying him through lava. It was creepy for me.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Quick side note, just I'm remembering the film. They made that last slice of pizza go a heck of a long way in that orphan scene.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
They split that one slice of pizza 28 ways, man.
You make it work.
Crazy. All right, so All Dogs Go to Heaven didn't do as well as Land Before Time, but it still won 89.5% to 10% for Cats Don't Dance.
Honestly, I'm glad to see there are some supporters and some fans of Cats Don't Dance.
Yeah.
But, All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yep. All right, Fern Gully or Once Upon a Forest?
Once Upon a Forest is a movie I remember the least on this list.
I've seen it a couple times, but even if I'd watched a lot, Fern Gully again is magic, and it had Robin Williams.
Yes, it did.
So
Batty.
Yeah, you can't. It was just tough.
Not only did it have Robin Williams, it also had Tim Curry.
Who does he play?
Tim Curry was the smog monster. Near the end and everything. That was trying to I forget his actual name, but the toxic, kind of
the
evil
sludge thing.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that was a great film. I don't really have much to say about it because I don't like it as much as All Dogs Go to Heaven or Land Before Time, but it really was good.
Yeah.
So cool.
It was a fun one.
Yep. All right. So 78.9% for Fern Gully, 21.1% for Once Upon a Forest.
Still surprised to see those people.
Yeah. By the way, you guys gave me 2 Pac-Mans in a row with the pie chart, so thank you for that. Next we have got the Brave Little Toaster or the Iron Giant. This one, man.
Yeah.
This was hard.
Yeah. Probably should have made this one the last one.
The Brave Little Toaster is great. It's got good songs. It's fun. Just, it kind of was maybe the precursor to Toy Story.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say.
But the Iron Giant.
You stay. I go.
No following.
Yeah. There's a tearjerker movie for sure.
It was amazing. Actually we watched it a couple times over this last holiday break. It's an easy film to put on. Most people who know it will like it. If you haven't seen it, then it's easy to watch, with big gatherings and stuff.
If you don't like it, you can get out.
Yeah, you just kind of ignore it's a kid film, but God, it's so heartfelt,
Yeah.
I don't cry in movies, but the part when the ships off the coast like shoot the giant when he's in his like rage mode. He's about to like blow him away with a nuclear bomb, and then Hogarth is like, giant, no, and he misses. Then he's like, you choose. Are you a gun or are you Superman? And choose. And he's about to like die. And I'm like, oh, Hogarth,
Superman.
Yeah, good film. Good film.
Although, come on, don't name your kid Hogarth.
What was that lady thinking? At what point did she decide that was a good name to name a child?
Yeah, let's name him Hogarth.
Yeah, that's just
that poor kid.
That's cruel, man. It's just cruel.
It's like a Lord of the Rings name.
It of a monster. It's one of the monsters. Also, for most people, I think most people know, but that is one of Vin Diesel's first big roles, even though he says, just a few more words in I Am Groot. And then also Jennifer Aniston's in that movie. She's the mom.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So some star
Jennifer
power.
Aniston, don't name your child Hogarth.
Right? Really? Like, learn from that. All right. So 57.9% of listeners chose the Brave Little Toaster. And Iron Giant went down, with a good showing at 42.1%.
No, don't sugarcoat it, man. Iron Giant lost.
He lost. All right. So Anastasia or the Swan Princess. This was a tough one for me, but you know what I think did it for me?
What?
I like that like puffin. The bird.
Puffin. Yeah, I remember you talking about.
Yeah.
I actually like the turtle.
Turtle's cool too. He's all fast in the water. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, Anastasia's a good film. It's not one of my favorites.
No.
To me, the music doesn't really pop out, and the story is
Story's okay, just the villain's kind of just whatever.
Yeah.
And I really don't like his bat friend. It just annoyed me the whole time.
I forgot his name. Yeah, he changes from good to or bad to
for no reason. Like, he had no reason for his switch. I don't know. But Swan Princess was really good, and I guess both of them are kind of the same, huh? Like princesses lost or
kind of.
stolen.
Well, I mean, Anastasia doesn't turn into a bird at night.
Yeah, well, that's fair. But yeah, Swan Princess takes that one for me.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so 78.9% of our listeners, 21.1% chose Swan Princess.
Ooh.
A little rough to see that happen.
Ouch.
But she gave me another Pac-Man, with his mouth about wide open. So that's pretty cool. Yep. All right. Well, honestly, that was a pretty cool fan faves there.
Thank you.
Outside the Disney box for once. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't do it very often. We just give him crap for it. All right, guys. Well, that is our fan favorite for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Looks like you did because we had more responses than ever. Make sure you go ahead and take that fan favorites poll. Again, click the link that's going to be in the summary of wherever you're listening to it. It'll take you like 8 seconds because there's only 5 questions. You just tap the one you like, move on from there, click submit.
And I think let's try and make that number bigger.
Yeah.
So I think if you're going to take the poll, or if you want to take the poll, just real quick, hit that share button, hit the retweet. Let's really kind of get our poll out there.
Yeah, I like that. And always, guys, give us some themes, some options for that. Reach out to us on Twitter at Super Co-op Squad, or hit us with the theme by email, contact@scspodcast.net. All right, so we're going to get into a little bit of an opinion piece and some news, kind of 2 in 1 here. So are video games healthy? So WHO, the World Health Organization, or we're going to just call them WHO from this point forward, make it
Not
easy.
the band.
Yeah, or the show, or the doctor. They have listed that there are 2 diseases that can be attributed to gamers. Gaming disorder and hazardous gaming are the 2 health disorders that they have now added to the International Compendium of Diseases. So the WHO, whatever you want to call them, God, it's going to get ridiculous. They share their health information between countries for evidence-based decision making. Real quick, just to get into the definition, a gaming disorder is described as the continuation or escalation of gaming despite the occurrence of negative consequences. So essentially someone that continues to game when it's really bad for them, maybe for long periods of time, or they put everything else, that's important in their lives, on the back burner. What do we think of this?
This is more of an addiction problem. It's not necessarily, drugs or alcohol or anything, but when you're at the point where you're like, I'll call in today, I need to play video games. That's addiction. That's when someone's like, I'm not going to go to work. I need to go shoot up.
Right. Or what about those people who continue to play a game till they die? Like they will stay up for 72 hours straight playing a game.
That's Darwinism. You gotta eat. You gotta stop. I mean, now, yeah, I guess I would agree that that's some sort of disorder. I don't know if it's specifically gaming. Like, this is a gaming disorder. Gaming is just the tool that they use, but there's something going on in your head when you're like, I'm not gonna eat, I'm going to play this game, or I'm not gonna go to the bathroom. Whatever they're doing, that's causing them to
die,
keel over. That's not a gaming issue. That's your mind trick.
I mostly agree. I don't I don't see this as a disease, either of these things. This is someone making a choice, and maybe they do have an addiction problem or very low ability to have any self-control. But a disease, to me, it's sort of disrespectful to people who have actual afflictions and diseases.
I agree.
Cancer or, scoliosis or whatever. Like, this is not a disease that you're born with. You just need to gain some self-control, whether that's going to counseling or whatever. That's what this is.
Yeah. 100% agree.
Yeah. And I think this is not a good thing, because now people are going to go and use this as a, kind of a scapegoat type of thing, or excuse. Oh, well, I've got a disease. I got to go to counseling. I've got to get help. It's not my fault that I didn't go to work today.
Yeah. And this is just another thing and I'm guessing I'm going to sound like crazy conspiracy Garrett, but this is another tool that the media can use to blame video games for a negative thing.
Yeah.
We've already gone through with, video games cause violence, video game calls, drugs or whatever with Grand Theft Auto and all the kind of negative stuff that video games gets. Here's another avenue for them.
That's true. I didn't even think of that, but yeah, I mean, gaming already gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
People think very negatively of gaming in a lot of circles. I can say I don't think any of these people are listening to a podcast. So I was at a game night the other night. Not at my house, but it doesn't matter where it was at. But the point is I was at one, and someone was remarking that streaming or they didn't know it was streaming, but they were talking about that you can now watch people play video games in like tournament and for competition.
Yeah.
And this person remarked that, oh wow, like who would do that? Like that's so stupid, crazy. Like what a world we're getting to where people would just watch someone play a game. Now, if you've listened to this podcast, I don't really particularly enjoy streaming and watching it very much, but I don't look down on it. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
I'd rather play a game. And I don't think, oh, well, you're an idiot for watching someone play a game. I just think, well, I'd rather just play.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the fact that it's dumb or not. Garrett, I know you're quite a fan of streaming, as is Joshua. I'll speak for you today, Joshua. But yeah, that was his mindset. And that's probably the mindset of a good amount of people right off the bat.
Now, to add to that, these are the same people that get everyone together, crack open some beers on Sunday, and turn on the game.
Right.
There is literally no difference.
Yeah, you're watching someone play football. You're watching them play a game.
Yeah, so I mean, don't mark on people for.
Damn, people are on the TV analysts talking about the game. So they'll watch people talk about. They'll watch people talk about the game that you're gonna watch before you even. You're watching someone play a game, talk about a game. Yeah, like that's pretty crazy. But yeah, like you said, those people are using that as maybe additional kind of fuel against gamers, and that's a problem too. Earlier you had said that, it's not necessarily a problem with gaming. This is just what they're doing. It's what their hobby, their tool is. The problem is with them. I 100% agree with that. Like, so someone could watch Netflix and binge for 72 hours and die.
Yes.
Someone could read a book and die.
Yeah. Yeah. Is Netflix now a disease?
Exactly. So if you label this as a disease, you label people who die from reading books or watching TV, working out, I don't know, anything that you do and kill yourself because you couldn't stop.
Yeah.
That qualifies.
Yeah. I think this needs to be broadened. Not a gaming disorder, but go hobby disorder or something like that. Broaden it. It's not specifically gaming, and I don't think that's fair to the gaming culture.
Yeah, I don't either. Do you think this is going to affect anything? Like maybe like warnings we get in games, maybe like things that they'll add to consoles like that notifies like Nintendo does. Will there be maybe more restrictions on online gaming? I don't know.
You should take a break. You've been playing for a while.
Yeah, will that happen on Xbox now?
I think this is going to lead to more warnings. I don't know if there'll be drastic kind of changes, but I do see this as being like you play this game at your own kind of discretion kind of thing. Make sure you take breaks after every hour or so or something like that. I can definitely see warnings and companies kind of taking that extra step to take any kind of blame or on them kind of thing.
Yeah, to take it away so it's not
negative consequence or.
Yeah, like like when McDonald's got sued because their coffee cup didn't say warning, caution, hot, and the woman burned herself, and then she was awarded like a couple $1 million. Yeah, that's stupid.
That's
yeah. I don't think this is going to really change too much of like how games are distributed to us, but I think it will be distributed on how they're perceived.
Yes, yeah, and definitely.
That will have maybe a little bit of I guess some consequence, like the sell of games, or if let's say people start really trying to utilize whether they do it themselves to try and get, I don't know, time off from work or free money from the government now that they have a disease or disorder, or if they actually just start diagnosing people. This is going to maybe play a part in like how these games take off and are sold. It's kind of like when a movie comes out or is about to come out, let's say 3 months away or 4 months away, and they have a scene, okay, like Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man movie, there was supposed to be a really big scene where he stops a helicopter from crashing into the Twin Towers by webbing the helicopter up. But 9/11 happened, so they cut that from the movie.
Yeah.
I can see things like that happening where a big game's about to come out, someone dies playing some game, boom, game gets postponed or something in the game gets taken out.
Put some warnings on it or something.
Yeah.
I wonder if a company would be so bold to even go on to like, after a set time limit or something, the game would start playing some sound. You know how like under some frequency where people are like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I better take a break kind of thing.
I hope not.
Yeah.
That's a little much.
Don't tell me how long I can play a game. If I choose to play a game for 72 hours straight, let me die.
Yeah. You know, I don't want to say it's a sad world we live in, but it is a sad world we live in that we have to tell someone, you know, when to stop watching TV or playing a video game or, you know, I don't know, anything like that.
Oh,
like
that coffee's hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Coffee's hot, man. Like if you're a rational adult, then you should be able to make rational decisions.
Yeah. The more people get hurt and just lose common sense, I'm not sure what's happening. I'm not sure if they're not taught common sense. I'm not sure if they lose it or whatever the reason is, but we're starting to coddle these people, and it affects everybody.
Yeah, I think we're definitely like deep in the age of like pandering to the lowest common denominator.
Oh yeah.
Like there's no reason that. Okay, so in the news, like there was a kid in like Brazil. This was like a year or two ago. He died because he masturbated to death, essentially.
Did not know that could happen.
Yeah, he pretty much died from it.
Gotta stop, man.
So now, I mean, you could think whatever you want about the porn industry. That's your own choice.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that specifically, but I'm just saying that like now, do they need to say like, hey, well, you know, this guy he breeds a whole new breed of like diseases? I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah.
Like he just made a poor choice.
Does all pornography come with a warning label now?
Right.
Like, don't do it too long.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
These are things that an adult should be able to make a decision on without having to be told.
Yeah.
So
maybe I should stop.
Yeah, this hurts. You know?
Yeah, that's a clear indicator.
I'm bleeding.
I'm bleeding. Yeah, maybe cut it out, man.
Yeah, and
take a cold shower.
I think we both gamed like for marathon sessions, 10 or 12 hours, and I don't think we've done it a lot, but it's happened.
Yeah,
and you know when you need to stop. Like you know, okay, I need sleep.
Yeah, falling asleep on the controller that'll happen, or even binging.
Yeah,
you know, I tried to binge an anime last night, couldn't do it.
Oh, which one?
I'll go into it later.
Okay, yeah. Cool. All right, yeah, but okay, I think we've harped on this enough that this is definitely not a disease or some sort of disorder that needs to be classified. If people have some self-control problems, you can go get help to learn how to deal with that, but absolutely, this is not something for gaming to take serious at all.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep. All right, guys, well, that's our piece on, the WHO, World Health Organization's,
talking about my generation.
Their labeling of specific gaming diseases and disorders, or on Twitter at Super Co-op Squad.
Okay, well, this is where we would have gamer trivia, but since there's only one other person here, like one person would be doing the questions, the other person would kind of answer and get it right or not.
Yeah.
For right now, we're just going to skip gamer trivia, but if you would have liked to have heard it, maybe, and just maybe play along with it, even though there's only one person, maybe send us an email, send us a tweet, let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, let us know if you think that's something we should just do next time we have a bro-op episode and just do trivia anyway. But for this week, we're moving right into our last full segment. So Apple has admitted to purposefully slowing down older non-flagship devices when their new operating system and updates roll out. So essentially, if you've got an iPhone 6 or 7 and the iPhone 8 just dropped, your device will now run slower when you update your phone. We won't get into how this got proven. I read it. It got proven. There's no question about it. No question, which is why they have this statement.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous, I think.
This is dirty. This is dirty business.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm kind of speechless. Like, where do we go from here with Apple or any company that this happens with?
And I'm not trying to get too political here, but with the current state of Washington and everything, America seems to show that it's okay. Bad things can happen, and tomorrow will be the same as yesterday, kind of thing. So this is going to come out. Maybe there'll be some lawsuits, most likely some class action kind of stuff. But there's no way to prove that they're not going to do it anymore. I suppose, unless they get caught doing it again. That's really the only way.
Yeah. First off, I can't wait for my $3 from that class action lawsuit.
There you go.
So, yep, half a cup of coffee.
It's hot. Keep that in mind. Maybe don't keep that in mind. Turn that $3 into $2.5 million.
We got a game plan.
Thanks, Apple.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, there won't be anything big that's going to happen. They'll continue doing this.
Yeah.
You know, especially because their excuse was, well, we slow down the older devices because if we don't, it'll run more processing power since it's an older processor, which will, you know, run the battery out faster. And because the battery is older and been used and doesn't hold the charge the same, your device will die quicker. That's my choice. That's my choice to charge my phone or not.
Exactly.
You took my choice away.
They came out with a statement apologizing and everything, and they said something along the lines that, well, they're trying to do better, and they will replace your battery. It went down from $79 to 23 or something like that.
$29.99.
And I believe I heard that's a limited thing. That's not staying that way.
Yeah, I think you have until like the end of February to do this. So if you want your battery replaced for free, do it now.
Thanks, Apple. Not free. A discounted price. They're still making money.
Right, exactly. As a matter of fact, they're probably making more money overall because I think most people, myself included, did not know that I could go to an Apple store and have my battery.
Hey, you gotta turn a negative into a positive when you can.
That's what they're doing here. This is bad. And the thing I think about too is this is probably not just Apple. Like every time your laptop gets slower or your iPad or whatever, is it because they're slowing it down on purpose?
The consoles, like Xbox One X comes out, all of a sudden your Xbox One's not really reading disc too well. It's not, it's not moving as fast. The home system's not working.
Yeah.
Like that can stretch into that.
So I got two things here. Don't let me forget planned obsolescence. We'll get into that. But the first thing I want to get into is why is this not illegal? Not necessarily like slowing it down, but the fact that they didn't have to tell us.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you and I, most people, we don't read that super long list of like agreements when we click I agree, but someone in the world does.
Yeah.
Someone does. And when other things get put in there, that it's known and becomes a big deal. It's on like websites. Why was this not in those user agreements?
What I think it is it's kind of one of those things where technology has surpassed common laws. Kind of like when the internet first came out and, there was no laws against that. Well, for right now, there kind of still isn't until tomorrow?
It's getting crazy.
But, it's one of those things where, we make laws and then technology comes out and you didn't know that you had to, this does that or something another. So it could be like rechargeable batteries. That's fairly new. Lithium batteries and all that. That's fairly new stuff that's been kind of, mass produced and everyone can really get a hold of a device that uses that. So It could have been like, we didn't know that we had to put that into, terms or whatever.
Okay. So, and I mean, just dang, like you gotta build in like an expiration time for things to start breaking.
Yeah.
That is a scumbag thing.
But at the time, at the point,
the screen cracks real easy, but don't worry about it.
It's the new hotness.
Yeah. I don't like it. Okay. So, coming to the other side of this, we talked about, planned obsolescence. We talked about just the situation in general, but just on average, how often do you upgrade your devices?
To be honest, I never really kept track, so I could be doing it every 2 years and not even noticing. I'm just like, it's time for a new phone. Either it starts slowing down or actually, yeah, maybe just because it starts slowing.
Restraints. Yeah. iPad? That I think I've only upgraded one time. So I've had 2 iPads over the last like 8 or 9 years. So I'm fine with this. I have more years.
Now, is that because the iPad has lasted longer than the phones? Mm-hmm. Is that because, I don't know, maybe iPads aren't used as much as phones? Is that because these are older models?
Man, I guess for me, because it hasn't slowed down as much. I have enough memory, on that device. And, it does everything I need it to. And the screen size is doable.
Yeah.
Whereas like now I really want a plus model iPhone. I can't deal with this smaller phone. It's here in front of us. Had this iPad, I think 8 years.
Yeah. Never a problem. I traded it in. I think it was either an iPad 1 or an iPad 2 originally. That was my first iPad. And it didn't have enough space for what I needed to do. I was, able to read comics a lot easier back then. So I couldn't put as much comics in it. I ended up swapping it for a bigger model. And that's the model I've been with since I can remember. So this has lasted me quite some time. I'm still using this case that Johnny gave me for an older model.
Yes.
And it has just formed itself onto this bigger model.
Yeah. And so It's so funny, right? Because the iPad I had is a little bit smaller, and his was a little older, so it's bigger, and it looked clunky. It didn't fit right. You know, it's kind of like one of those pleather, leathery ones, but now it has shaped itself like a symbiote coming over like Eddie Brock to just be perfectly aligned.
Yeah.
So pretty funny there. All right, laptops, computers. How often do you upgrade? Or TVs? Let's say all those things.
TVs, I don't upgrade that often. I've maybe had one flat screen that kind of just crapped out on me, and I'm not sure what it was for. I don't imagine it was planned obsolescence. Only because we in my house had two of those TVs that we got near the same time. Mine crapped out. My mom's didn't. And I think she might even still have it to this day. I ended up getting a new TV, and a bigger TV. So I have a second TV, and they've been working great. I've had no issues with them for the most part.
Okay. Yeah, for me, TVs, I don't upgrade that often. I still have two 40-inch TVs from like 9 years ago kicking around. I did get a new TV in the living room, but you know, that's just because I move. I had no choice, kind of thing.
You can't have a 40-inch in the living room because, you know, your living room specifically, your living room is a little bigger.
Yeah, the couch is too far, to be honest. And as far as laptops, I just don't have the money to upgrade every 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
These things cost $1,200, so it just doesn't happen. And honestly, I don't do much with my laptop that I need to have like cutting edge stuff. I'm not playing MMOs that heavily where
Crisis.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, most of my gaming is done on console. And even if I wanted to game on my laptop, I would need to get like, you know, a $5,000 like Alienware laptop to really game on a laptop. Yeah. So it's kind of where I'm at.
Same here. Yep. I hardly turn it on. I've maybe had 2 laptops throughout my lifetime.
I think I've had four. So the last 12 years, I've had 4 laptops. Okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah. Every 3 years.
I didn't buy all those laptops though. Some were just given to me. So you can probably guess at how great those laptops were at that point in time. All right, guys. Well, that is our piece on Apple and their fraudulent excuse for slowing down our phones. I'd be interested to hear, I think you would too, Garrett, to see if anyone can defend what they're doing or maybe has a different perspective on it. So reach out to us, guys, by email, contact@sdspodcast.net or on Twitter @SuperCoopSquad. All right, guys, it's time for the speed run. So every week we'll break down 10 news stories and fun facts that just didn't quite make it for a full segment. We give ourselves 1 minute per topic before we move on to the next one. Finished or not? Gotta go fast. That was your cue in the speed run. HBO announces that Game of Thrones will return with its 8th and final season in 2019. This final season will have 6 episodes.
Now, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like these kind of hour-long shows, these dramas or whatever, these seasons are getting shorter and shorter.
They are, and then they're taking longer and longer to come out.
Yeah. Why? If you're making less episodes, why is it taking longer for it to come out?
I've got no clue. Maybe to hash out the story. I do know that this last season is supposedly going to be hour-and-a-half long episodes. Okay. Not hour. Okay. Right. So maybe something like that, which, if that's the case, gosh, dude, that's a movie.
So that adds an extra year into the process.
I don't know. Yeah,
we can't get this year.
Yeah, I don't know why they're doing that. That's a long time to make us wait. I mean, to be honest, you make us wait that long, and maybe you start having some of the hype die away.
Yeah, that is definitely a risk that you can have. That's why you got to have like specials or like spin-offs kind of thing to kind of mitigate that.
That's a good point, because they have 3 spin-offs already announced. So maybe those get some play in this between time.
I'm wondering if that's going to be further in the future or more in the past.
It's in the past.
Okay.
So I think it's like 50.
Next. Imitated but never duplicated. It's time for Animaniacs. Hulu announces that it is getting a 2-season revival of Animaniacs in conjunction with Warner Brothers Animation and Amblin Television. Episodes will start releasing sometime in 2020.
This is awesome. Also, quick side note, Joshua, you're doing much better with your speed run structure. So great job, Joshua. Ding ding. All right. Yeah, this is beastly.
This is awesome.
The question, though, you know the question. Everybody coming back?
Oh, Rob Paulson for sure is coming back. Maurice LaMarche is coming back. I haven't heard of the other 2 Warner siblings.
They're not going to Powerpuff Girls us, right?
Well, so far we have Rob Paulson back. He was Yakko.
But so they said it. They've confirmed him.
He has announced it.
Okay.
So unless he's going to announce it, then they're like, Rob, we're going to go in a different direction now.
Rob.
I don't think so. No, this is cool. Although one thing I am worried about if this is still supposed to be kind of like a children's show, censors are going to be on them. They're not going to be able to get away with half of this stuff, and how more restricted rules are. They're not going to be able to get away with as much as they used to.
Keep in mind, this is not going to primetime TV.
Next. Good to be back.
Twitch streamer Jonas Nubbins Goody Newbuyer.
Good luck.
Sets not one but two NES Tetris world records, beating both previous records by 2 seconds. Joshua, I don't know what this guy's doing.
I saw a real quick clip of this. Somewhat, and if it's the same guy I'm thinking of, the guy didn't even realize he broke the record. He wasn't trying to.
I remember now. He was trying to beat like the 100 lines in like X amount of time.
Yes.
And he okay, it's coming back to me. And what he ended up actually beating without knowing it was the fastest at 300,000 points.
Man. So I mean that's pretty cool when you get a world record when you're just trying to do something else, or like he wasn't even, I think he was saying like, man, I didn't even mean to like record or stream. I just kind of accidentally hit the button and just started going.
Went from there.
And it took his girlfriend who was watching him stream from another room. She had to like come in and tell him or say it in chat or something like that. Like you just got the world record.
That's crazy cool.
That's pretty cool. And to have the chat kind of be in on it. I saw like some lines saying, wait, he got this time. That means ... There's people in the chat, world record! Like everyone's hyped for him and everything.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, so that's awesome. And just in time for AGDQ, which is going on right now.
Yeah. Do you think he'll be invited?
Too late. Next. Kendrick Lamar and Anthony Tiffith, owner of Top Dog Entertainment and Kendrick's record label. Sorry, this okay. Will produce and curate the soundtrack of Marvel's Black Panther. Black Panther director Ryan Coogler, that's a cool name, has handpicked these two to create music that gives specific needs to the film.
Black people needs.
That's, you know what? I wasn't going to say it. I was thinking it.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't like this. Why do you have to have him do this?
He's a hot name, maybe. I mean, know.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar is a hot name, but just make regular, cool, like, Avengers sounding music.
Yeah.
Like all the other Avengers films.
Yeah, this is going to sound so different, and it's going to be kind of obvious.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, like it kind of reminds me of like the Netflix Marvel shows. How Daredevil had its music, Jessica Jones had its music, Luke Cage, that music.
Yeah,
like it's that kind of 70s kind of really black exploitation kind of thing.
Yeah,
not cool to really kind of separate like that. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to create an atmosphere and everything, but why do we have to be separate?
Yeah, just allow it to be what it is on its own 2 feet without going, hey, see what we did there? Give us a pound.
That's for
Give
you.
us a pound. Yeah, I don't like that.
And
honestly, just what are you doing, Marvel?
Next.
According to Rick and Morty writer and producer Ryan Ridley, no one has begun working on a script for a 4th season of Rick and Morty, and the show may possibly not air again until 2019.
Damn it.
Right?
Why?
Yeah, that sucks. Or he could be trolling. Who knows?
Please?
It's always weird to me, like when someone that's a big portion of like a show or a movie that's coming up says, I don't know what's going on, no one's talked to me about it. How is that possible?
Yeah.
This is a multi-million-dollar like production.
Did season 3 just air and then no one came back to you?
You guys didn't have like debriefings? Like, all right, so come back to work on this day? Like you just showed up to work?
You just come in one day, no one's in the office, like, huh? All right.
Right. I guess we're not filming or doing anything. Like, I feel like there's got to be some sort of structure to your guys' production process.
You would think so, unless maybe Cartoon Network's just like, we'll give you a call.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, and how Rick and Morty, very popular. How is this not planned out? Like, I mean, Game of Thrones, I think, probably had their stuff together long before season 4.
Right.
How is Rick and Morty not?
It's mind-boggling. I mean, I don't know. 2019 is a long time for a 30-minute.
Next. Nintendo has announced that it has sold over 4.8 million units in 10 months in the United States, now taking the crown as the fastest-selling home console in the US. Nintendo has beaten its own record with Nintendo Wii, selling 4 million units in the same time period back in 2006.
This is amazing.
That's huge. That's 800,000 more units.
That's a big deal.
I didn't even know they had that many in stock. Like to make at this time. I'm glad to see it's much more widely available.
Yeah, Nintendo, you're doing the thing, man. You're doing it the way it should be done.
Now, could we do this with some of these classic consoles, maybe?
Or yeah, I don't know about that for me, but
but you catch what I'm going with.
Just put them out.
Exactly.
Make the things. Just make them.
Amiibos.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's still an issue.
Man, Microsoft and Sony need to look at this and figure something out. Whether that's console price or games, I don't know.
Now, I wonder if that's not a hit to their pride or anything, but like they come out with these massive consoles, these powerful machines that have 2 terabyte, inside systems, and they get in these AAA games and everything. And not to say Nintendo's a cheap system. Next.
Netflix has greenlit a sequel to its original film Bright. Actors Will Smith and Joel Edgerton will be returning for the next installment. Despite having a huge splintered opinion on the movie, Bright is currently the most watched Netflix film ever within a week of its release.
You seen this? I've heard about this.
I knew you were doing that, and yes, I have seen it.
I have not seen Bright yet. I meant to. I have not caught it yet.
It wasn't terrible. I don't know if people are like saying like it's horrible. Is it amazing? No. Is it even great? Maybe not. Was it fun? Mostly.
Okay.
I think honestly it's a good action movie when they have their action pieces. The fantasy setting is weird in modern day LA a little bit. But it was cool.
Okay. I guess 2 things I want to say is one, this kind of reminds me of an anime called Gate, which is kind of the opposite, where modern day people with tanks and machine guns end up in a fantasy world kind of thing. So it's a switch in setting, not really anything related to Bright, but just kind of an interesting concept that this seems to be happening as modern and fantasy mixing together.
Yeah.
Also, my friends watched this. They said this would have been better as a television show.
I can see that.
Next. Twitter user Drastic Actions has announced the launch of a website dubbed Archieverse, which has nearly 17 terabytes of searchable Miiverse content, including posts, drawings, and user profiles. With the closure of Miiverse last November, will Nintendo shoot out a cease and desist on this content?
Absolutely.
You think so?
I can't see them not doing it.
I don't know. Well, it is like this. Are they making money off of this?
I'm sure he is, just somewhere. It being a website. Yeah. If they have any advertisement at all or any like links at all for anything, he's making money.
Yeah, that's a C&D right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is Archiveverse, but I'm not sure. So it might be Archiveverse.
That's fine.
It sounds good.
It's got Archie in it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Who cares though? Why do you care about this?
Well, I mean, it always sucks when a company shuts down a service that people enjoy or can do something with. And it's nice to see when fans kind of find a way to bring it back.
Yeah, but you can't talk to him when you're just reading through the archive.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's some sort of like forum thing where you can, maybe make comments on a thing. Like, think of it like a Facebook kind of thing where it's all just posts and pictures, and you can kind of share your comments on what you think.
The rival for Facebook has arrived.
And it's Miiverse, Archieverse.
It's Archieverse.
Archie Miiverse. Next.
Microsoft officially discontinues the Xbox One Connect adapter. Yeah, I mean...
Golf club.
Yeah, the Connect honestly could have been something cool. It could have.
Like, there's a lot you can do with that, I feel. But, I don't know what it is. The Connect just cannot take off.
I mean, I think that they had good starts back on the 360 and even with the Xbox One. The Just Dance games, those are fun party games. I mean, even if you're not, it does.
Dance Central, I feel, is a much better game using the Kinect anyway.
I can agree with that, but like that's the only game that I can say like and maybe Fruit Ninja that were like, okay, these are fun games. Everything else was just not fun.
It was Kinect Adventures or something like that.
Kinect Disneyland, like what are we doing here?
I'm not even. Next. Devil May Cry director Hideki Itsuno announced via Twitter that his new game is at its climax and near completion. He is yet to reveal the game and made a statement via Twitter, "I am making a great game, so please expect it." Very Japanese.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a rough translation there.
Direct to you.
Yeah. So this is interesting because we don't often get games that are near completion and about to release without any trailers or news.
Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly is the hold off. TGS already passed?
for this year or for 2017, it was over.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I don't know what's gonna happen here. What kind of game it could be?
I mean, are we waiting for E3? Are we waiting for maybe a direct?
Who knows? I don't know. I'm not a big Devil May Cry fan anyway, so.
Devil May Cry.
So good luck to you, Hideaki Itsuno.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be
a game
received. I'm sure it'll be shipped.
It'll release. And it's just by Capcom? Like who's publishing this?
Yeah. We'll find out when we figure out what the name of the game is.
I mean, if he's going to Twitter for his own like marketing and advertisement, there may not be a big guy.
And
all right, well, that is our speed run for this episode, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you got some news or topics you want us to throw in there that you see throughout the week, make sure to reach out to us by Twitter at Super Co-op Squad. Tweet it to us, and we will add it to next week's speed run. All right, guys, we are moving directly into listener mail, as we don't have enough people for the old name the game. But in the future, like we talked about, Garrett had asked if you guys feel you still want us to do that in the next Bro Op episode. If that happens, we'll throw it in there based upon your guys' responses. So email us, let us know if you want us to add that content just for you guys, just for funsies. So other than that, we'll wait your response. But we're moving to listener mail. All right, Garrett, you want email number 1?
I'll take email number 1.
All right.
Email number 1 is from Orion. Orion asks, I think 2017 was a truly good year for gaming, and I just don't see how 2018 is going to live up to it. We had 2 console launches, a Zelda game, Mario game, new Persona, and a great lineup of third-party franchises. What's 2018 got?
I mean, will it be as big flagship titles? Maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe not. Probably not.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's some stuff down the pipe.
I mean, we'll definitely get a better showing from Microsoft. They were literally almost non-existent.
I really hope so. They must be working on something.
They launched a console in 2017. Like you said, they got to have something in the pipeline.
Yeah. I mean, Crackdown, don't know what happened to that. Maybe we'll get Crackdown this year. Anthem looks fantastic. I'm still really excited for that game. But yeah, what other things do we really have?
I mean, we do have a lot of third-party games. We don't really have a lot of first-party that I'm aware of from any of the big 3, to be honest.
Maybe God of War.
We might get God of War. I don't even know, honestly.
Who else? Who else do we got? Yeah, none of the big 3 I can think of any first party coming up.
A ton of third-party stuff will be dropping this year. But yeah, I mean, it will definitely be a lighter year as far as like hype, I think. Yeah. But I think that's a good thing. I mean, if we just keep escalating hype every single year, where does that end?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. We get to we hit the roof eventually.
Right.
So I mean, maybe this is a nice lull. Maybe you think of 2018 as a chance to kind of catch up on 2017 games.
Right. And to be honest, I don't want new consoles this year. I don't want new Slims or S models, or just leave what we've got fine and just make me some games and that's it.
Yeah, so maybe start on the next generation.
Yeah, hopefully not too soon. How long have we been with the Xbox One and PS4?
Xbox One.
Wasn't that 2013?
Was it 2013? I was going to go 2015.
No, no, definitely not 2015.
Yeah, no. It's been more than 2 years?
For sure. It's been at least since 2014.
I don't know, man. I grab games and I play.
Yeah, I just play. I don't remember. It's been at least 4 years, maybe 5.
I think it's coming around that time. The Xbox One X is kind of one of those stepping stone things.
Yeah, but they keep saying things like, it's got a 10-year cycle. To me, a 10-year cycle means that the new console doesn't come out until like 2 years before that cycle ends. So like, Xbox One XX shouldn't come out and Xbox One XXX.
Yeah, I'm coining it right now. Microsoft, this is free. You need to call the next Xbox system the Experience.
That'd be pretty cool. But whatever they call it, that shouldn't come out until 8 years have passed on your current console cycle. Like for me. But if you do it after 5, I just feel like you cheated me.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how long did, I don't know, the PS3 and 360 last?
Okay, those came out, 2006? So at least 7 years, right? Because if or more. Because if let's say it was 2014 when the PS4 Xbox One released, that means that was 8 years.
Yeah.
That's 8 years.
That's a good while.
That's a good while.
Yeah. Let's get some more of those.
Yeah, let's get some time in there. So yeah, I think we agree it's not going to be a hype year, Orion, but I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, still there's going to be some good stuff coming out, and like I said, I mean, take this time to catch up on 2017. 2017 had some great games.
Yeah,
pick up on it.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you for your email, Orion. Hallison says, I agree with Vivian's. Thank you. But her name is Viviana. I agree with Vivian's thought on New Year's resolutions. Total waste of time. If you want to change, just do it. Don't wait for the calendar to tell you so. All the same, it's hard to change no matter what day of the year it is.
Very true.
It's true. I mean, yeah. That's why I'm not going to the gym for the next 2 weeks, specifically because I know the people that are in there right now will not be there in 2 weeks.
So wait for that to kind of die out.
Yeah. Have you been to like a gym before, like when it's packed?
Not when it's packed, no.
It's so annoying, dude. It's so annoying.
Waiting to use equipment, people not wiping down.
Yeah, and I'm no elitist. You know, I know my way around the gym. I'm no elitist about it, but it really is annoying when someone has no idea how to use the weights or like the machines. Ask for help. Like, I'm not a jerk. I will help you, but you're wasting my time. You're wasting your time because you're not doing it properly. Ask an attendant or get off the machine. Just don't sit there fiddling with it and wasting 20 minutes of everyone's time. There's only 2 of these in the gym.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just ask questions. Just ask questions. You'll get answers. Yep. So that's it. We'll wait 1 more week for our resolutions for hopefully the whole founding squad to be here.
One day it'll happen.
Yeah, it'll maybe in February. But thank you both for your emails. And I think we should also skip another listener question because we still have resolutions we need to go over next week when Joshua's back. So that's it for listener questions. In-game boss fight. So we're not going to give bosses again because we get this weird thing where we've got like 2 bosses to fight simultaneously.
Yeah.
But for
Double
our
boss
weeks,
fight.
yeah, it'd be hard. All right. So for our weeks, okay. So back on the grind, man. You know, the holidays are done and over. I gotta say, this is the first year I felt like, gosh, I've eaten so much food. I feel like I've probably gained like 8 pounds. Like I have an 8-pound child in my belly. But yeah, it's been a great couple of weeks. You know, we're back on the grind, you know, just normal stuff again. Got a bunch of games and stuff. Got a board game. 1, 2. I have 3 board games that I have literally not had an opportunity to play. And I'm really mad because I want to play this game. It's that one right there.
So I've heard.
Scythe. I want to play it so badly. Like it's hurting me.
That's a big box.
Yes, it's heavy too. There's a lot to it.
A heavy game.
So this table here, we're on a normal table, but it'll take up most of the table. Like this straight part here.
Okay.
I want to play this game a lot.
Okay,
so
that sounds fun.
Looking to play that.
Also complicated.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, I think. I've been playing a couple of just Xbox One games I downloaded. One I think is called Hammer Watch, which is like
It's not like Overwatch, is it?
No. It's like Diablo and that's a dungeon crawler, but it's like sprited, like 2D type dungeon crawler. Okay. Very easy as far as like what you have to do, just run around killing things, but fun and kind of like one of those roguelikes where it's challenging.
Yeah.
No permadeath though. I'm liking it a lot. Games are, back when they had Xbox Arcade.
I missed that.
Yeah. I downloaded Bastion. I'll be getting into that.
Nice.
Downloaded Steam World Dig. I'll be downloading a couple other ones. Just getting some games in this beginning of the year until Monster Hunter World releases. And I am genuinely excited to play that game.
I'm right there with you. I'll go into my week a little later, but for reasons I am eagerly waiting. Monhoon.
Yeah. The last couple of things for me, and it's a little extended just because we got the time. We normally don't have this much time.
Yeah, there's no third person.
There's no third person. So I can do this for once. I watched an anime that I'm liking quite a bit called, it's a hard name to say, Inuyashiki Last
I've heard
Hero.
about that, and I thought someone just misspelled Inuyasha.
No, it's Inuyashiki Last Hero. This is a really fun anime.
Really?
I won't give anything away, but essentially an old man and a young man, they are both in a park and like a dimension hopping alien ship, I guess kind of tears a hole into their world, kills them essentially.
Yikes. And
rebuilds their bodies because they didn't want to kill them. You know, like, oh, let's just save their lives, and rebuilds them as sort of androids.
Okay.
With a lot of power. Like, I mean, tons of capabilities, like a lot. And their journey as to what these two people decide to do with their godlike powers.
Okay. Is this a new show? New series?
It released in 2017.
Okay. So it's probably like is the season done or?
I've only watched 7 episodes. I think there's 12.
Okay, so that's a good amount.
Yeah, so I'm not done yet, and we'll see if it actually has a finish or not, or a second season. I've got to say, I think it's going to have a finish. It's leading up to that point.
Okay.
But I'm loving this a lot. It's a really cool story. The characters are both really endearing, especially the old man. It's very interesting that he's an old man with like cyborg, like superpowers. But cool.
New lease on life.
Yeah, really. You got to watch it, or at least check it out because he definitely did get a new lease on life.
Now, is this? Are you streaming this from anything?
It is on Amazon.
Amazon.
So if you have Amazon Prime,
Yeah,
then you're set.
Which, real quick, didn't Amazon, because Amazon had its own anime streaming service that they shut down.
Yeah.
And I heard that everything from that went to Amazon Prime.
Exactly. That's why I'm watching this now.
Neat. Awesome. Cool. So, that might have to do with something I did this week.
It's pretty good. The other thing I need to talk about, and we'll talk about it in our annual year in review, and we apologize it's going to be late just because holidays and stuff, a lot happened. Yeah. But Black Mirror released December 29th.
So I would also like to talk about Black Mirror when we get the time.
Yeah.
You know what? We should just do it.
Let's just talk about it.
We should just do it. Joshua's not here. He's not going to watch it.
What's he know?
He's nothing. Nothing. We could talk about it. We could do some cliff notes now, or we can maybe do a thing.
Maybe. Well, let's just do some cliff notes and we'll get into it in the annual. But did you like this season?
So there's only one episode I haven't seen yet.
Okay.
Just because I haven't had the time to watch it. Gotta say, you mentioned it last week. My favorite episode of this season by far is the USS Callistar.
Yeah.
I love that episode. It reminds me a lot of a short story called I Have No Mouth, But I Must Scream. And that is just kind of like that weird, messed up kind of thing. Something ends up happening there like World War II times. I think countries like come together and they make like a super AI thing. The AI ends up hating humans and just kind of becomes so powerful that it creates and essentially plays like an evil god, and it just toys and tortures with certain people. It is a messed up kind of thing, but it reminded me a lot of that. And I think there's actually a part in the USS Callistar episode where, I forget her name, the new girl that joins the crew. She doesn't want to play ball, so to speak. And so he takes away her whole face, actually.
Yeah.
And you can see that she's trying to breathe. And it reminds me, I think that might have been a callback to that where I have no mouth.
They also did that in, The Matrix. Well,
they
just
did.
his mouth.
Yeah.
That was, I think, one of my favorite episodes as well. The only one I haven't watched is the last one, Black Museum.
That one I watched.
I heard that's the best one, but I haven't watched it.
It's okay. It's 3 mini stories.
I like those ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only one I didn't watch was Metalhead.
Okay. Yeah.
All I saw, because Angelica and I were watching it over New Year's weekend, and I had fallen asleep, probably because I drank a lot. And I woke up, and it was like at the last 5 minutes of it or something like that. Some metal things chasing this woman.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to see more about that.
It was kind of a horror, sci-fi horror type of thing. It was cool. Cool. And the Callister one, though, was my personal favorite.
That's a good episode.
The only thing I didn't like was the ending. I mean, we already talked about spoilers, so spoilers, again, just really quick. But the ending with the like 98% was great. So, they're running away into the black hole.
Yeah.
All he has to do, and he should know this as a developer, is just log out. And then they can't fly.
Well, didn't they try? Didn't they do something? I feel like they did something so that he couldn't do that. Or they took something.
They took
his little calm thing
to get power and fly away, but he can exit the game.
Yeah.
So why didn't he just exit the game?
Well, because didn't he try?
He tried after he went through the black hole. So what happened, why he couldn't exit out was because he had created like this mod illegally in his own game.
Yeah, like a pocket server.
Yeah, when they went through the black hole, which is essentially the update, it alerted the actual real server to the existence of his like pocket thing and didn't allow for anything to happen and deleted it.
Yeah.
But if he would have just said, okay, log out of game, their ship dies, the black hole ends, and then he comes back in, and they're in trouble, man.
Yeah. One thing, because I was reading on Reddit about it too, and people were just discussing like this, and no one's going to find his body for quite some time.
Oh yeah.
This was on a holiday vacation. Yeah. He took vacation.
Yeah.
So no one's expecting him for like 1 or 2 weeks. He's done.
Yeah, he's gonna die. If he's not already dead.
Yeah, true.
Maybe his mind is blown out when it deleted it. Who knows?
Yeah. One thing I'm kind of curious on and kind of actually worried about is the very end of that episode. They're now on the live server. They're online playing with the other people. Surprise guest Aaron Paul shows up. That was hilarious. King of Space. And so like, yeah, whatever. So you want to trade or what? And they're like, oh, whatever. So what I'm kind of worried about is not that they're not with I forgot the guy's name, but the jerk guy. I cannot remember his name for the life of me. The actual guy going into the game that made the game, the head of the company.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
So they only died or like now that he's not around, now that they're not in that universe, if some random player, because people are just trolls, just shoot them and blow them up, is that it for them?
That's what
Do
I
they
thought.
Respawn? Because they are not out of any danger.
Yeah, I thought that too. But at least now their lives are their own.
Very true, yeah. And actually, I remember one of the quotes was like, "Oh, I hope we die," kind of thing. Like, so I mean, I guess after everything they've been through, that wouldn't be the worst thing.
Yeah, and I mean, they literally now are. I mean, it's a computer world, but it's a space. They're in space.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's procedurally generated, the game. So I'm thinking like No Man's Sky,
but better.
but you can play with other people.
Yeah,
and the space they can just do whatever they want now. It was really cool. It was a really cool episode.
Yeah.
One thing was the kicker for me, and I guess we don't want to spend too much time on one episode.
Yeah.
Is at first when the new girl shows up and they're all playing, and she's not going to play. Or she's finding out where she is. There's the whole thing where I'm like, okay, he just made kind of copies and he's going to toy with them. They don't know what's going on. They shut down when he leaves or whatever. But the fact that they remember their outside lives before it happened, and they don't know where they are, and they know everything. They know about the outside world. They know like that makes it that much more suspenseful and scary.
That's mean.
Yeah, that these people, they know who you are.
Yeah, they know what you did.
They're not programs. Yeah. That you just made for the game, just a toy. Like, I mean, come on. We've all done it. We've all played Elder Scrolls or Fallout, save the game, and then just nuke a city.
Yeah, exactly.
Just for the fun. These people know.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
The one thing that I thought would have been a nice little kicker, because they all play along, and they do a pretty good job of like pretending to be in this world.
They do.
I would have liked for like when he leaves, like a screen pops up, bloop, and like it just auto runs the whole series, so they have no choice but to watch it, learn the lingo, learn all the characters, learn what they're supposed to do, and they just know the show backwards and forwards.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
That would have been
cool, but it would have been a cool way how they kind of like, oh yeah, okay, we're in that sector.
Yep.
The point where that guy, the villain, he's like, man, I've been a good villain to you, right, man? I've been good. We've done this for a long time. Just kill me, man. It's like, no, I can't do that.
We can't kill in cold blood. Yeah, that sucked.
Well, yeah, awesome show.
Yeah,
awesome
it really is good. The other ones were good. They had the one with the girl, like her mom was able to watch everything she did.
Yeah, Archangel.
Seems like we're getting close to that. I mean, you can watch what your kids do. You can map where they're at all times.
Yeah, you put a chip. You kind of put a chip in their head. You have an app. You have basically an iPad that you can watch where they are. You can see what they're seeing, and you can censor anything too graphic.
Yeah,
or anything like that. I asked Angelica. I was like, now would you do that? With like our kid or something like that? And she's like, oh no way. I'm like, I mean, honestly, I would, but I would never ever use the censor thing. That can mess a kid up.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to use any part of it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to know like what you're doing. I don't want to hear the first time you call a kid a
yeah.
I'll have to edit that out. I don't want to hear that,
No, like, I mean, don't get me. I don't want to be there front row seat with popcorn watching my son for the first time. Like, yeah, you get him, champ.
Give it to her. Give it. To her.
There's points where it's like, okay, this is a private thing. Go ahead, but to be able to know exactly where they are and what they're experiencing, to maybe kind of do things differently. Mm-hmm. There was one point where the mom says she gives it up and she's like, okay, you go ahead, you live your life. I'm not going to use Archangel at all. I probably would have handled that differently. I would have just said, okay, I'm not going to censor anything, but I'm here so that, anything that you see, we can talk about it when you come home or anything like that. Kind of like ease out of it if you're going to get out of it. Don't just cold turkey. Right. Shut it off. Cause now this little girl is seeing all this stuff that she's never seen before. Yeah. And you have just thrown her out into the world.
Yeah. That's pretty rough.
Yeah. That's it. I like how the first thing was, the kid Trick, I think his name was, he goes up to her and he's like, so, she can see me or something like that. He's like, oh, no, she turned it off. And the screen just goes, okay, so this is porn. This is, watch this guy. Watch his head. Boom.
It blows up. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Just cause like the most graphic stuff she could see.
Everything he could think of.
Yeah.
The other episodes really don't stand out except the dating one. That was probably my second favorite.
That one was a good one.
Yeah.
Kill the DJ?
Yeah. Hang the DJ.
Yeah. That was an interesting, and it took me a while. I had to rewatch like the last 5 seconds to understand what was going on.
Yeah.
But that was a cool thing. I mean, imagine living in a world where it's like, you find someone you're compatible with, and you have to, you see, how long your expiration date is, like, 12 hours.
Right.
And it sucks because they were having a good time. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. 12 hours. That sucks.
Yeah.
Not going to be able to. And then, some other time the guy gets caught in like a 5-year relationship he doesn't want to be in. Just terrible and agonizing. Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, they had no chemistry, dude.
Not at all. One thing I don't like about that episode was just kind of how it was. Guy goes through long, crappy relationship. Girl, give her new guy every 3 days, and they're just going to go at it every time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So I guess that begs the question, if you watch that episode all the way through, was it showing what they actually did in real life, and then the simulation was just kind of generating that as a story? Or was it actually like, simulating it as far as like, nope, that's not a match. Nope, that's not a match. Like, which one was it?
Go ahead.
Because maybe it could have been in the real world, the guy did get into a relationship, got matched up, chose to stay for a year. It just sucked. And then the girl was just like, nah, you're done. Nah, you're done.
So that was the reason why I had to rewatch the last 5 seconds, was because I didn't catch something right at the end. But what it did was the app produced simulations over and over. It didn't take anything from your current life. It just ran you through simulations. Like, if you got with this person, okay, worked out with that one, didn't work out with that one. And what it did was it matched these two people together, ran them through 1,000 simulations, and however many times they decided, no, I want to be with you, I don't want to do this program thing anymore, it tallied that up, and that was the 99.8% that it worked, because 998 times they rebelled against the system and decided, I want to be with you.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool.
One thing I thought would have been bittersweet and very much in line with Black Mirror would have been to, cause at the end, like they're looking at their phones and it says 99.8 and they see each other and they smile. It would have been bittersweet to have one of them turn their phone off and walk away anyway.
I was so scared that was going to happen. I was so afraid that they were just going to be like, eh.
Yeah. I thought that might have happened.
That was actually a complaint that I was reading a couple of times, is that a lot of people are saying this is like the most happy ending, season there is, which is kind of, I don't want to say un-Black Mirror-esque, but it's different how the point of the show is just to kind of see how life would be with this technology and how glued we are to it. But to have a season where almost each episode ends in yeah, we did it, we overcame.
I mean, yes, not even though. I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So yes, Callister ends well. Hayden the DJ ends well, but Archangel does not end well.
Archangel didn't end well.
Metalhead does not end well.
I don't know. Probably not.
I know about Black Museum.
I'm not going to say. There was one more. I don't remember the name of it, but it was the one where she could plant something in your head and see your memories. Recall, I think.
Yeah. I don't think that
one kind of ended in a good way. I guess good guys won.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that if every single one, every single time is always going to end in just terribleness, then it stops hitting home the same.
True.
Like, you just expect it to be bad.
Yeah.
You just know.
That's fair.
So like the first one, Callister, I expected it to where they were going to try to escape and then they weren't going to, and he was going to just wreck these guys.
Oh, that would have been bad.
Yeah, it would. Oh gosh, would have been bad, but it didn't happen. And so for me to enjoy the episode more, because I didn't know what was going to happen.
True.
So that's got to happen sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yep. That's all the episodes that I want to talk about. Anything else that stood out in the episodes for you?
No, not really. That was pretty much it.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. So that's it for the Black Mirror.
All right, man. How was your week?
All right. So I watched Black Mirror.
Start over.
Actually, I did choose to start watching that show. I started on season 1.
Had you not watched it before?
I have not watched it before. Just a couple episodes every now and then with Angelica. But now I decided to kind of really go through it. I thought it was going to be a lot. There's 19 episodes or something like that.
So many.
Yeah. So I finished the first season. There's the Waldo episode.
Yeah.
Hated it.
Really?
The worst episode of season 1 by far.
Ooh, wow.
I hated that episode.
I don't think it was good from a sci-fi perspective, but I thought it was we're kind of dealing with that in our real world.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but when I think Black Mirror, I think crazy technology stuff happening, and it was a VR.
Yeah.
It was a VR game.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see where it was going, but I was so bored by that episode. I was just kind of waiting for it to end. Okay. I watched it, but
fair enough.
Don't want to go into Black Mirror. But yes, I did watch it.
Cool.
Beat Okami.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yes, I really want to beat that before Monster Hunter came out, and now I'm in that point where it's like it's still a couple of days before Monster Hunter comes out. I want something to play now, so I'm trying to find something to kind of fill that time. Overwatch, of course, is always there, but I don't know, because like I was telling you earlier, Angelica bought me Persona. There's no way I'm gonna get anywhere. I'm not gonna get 2/3 through Persona by the time Monster Hunter comes out.
You will not.
So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna wait for it. Enchantress comes out on Injustice on Tuesday. By the time you guys are listening to this, maybe I'll jump back into Injustice. I don't know.
There you go.
In my 2-week absence, I have completed 2 anime shows. One of them short, one of them not so short. On Netflix, I watched 1 episode of Little Witch Academia.
I watched a couple episodes of that. Watched
the first episode because I was bored, nothing to do. Immediately sucked into that show.
Yeah.
Yes, I loved that show. I loved the characters. I really enjoyed that show where I blazed through it. I blazed through 2 seasons, 25, 26 episodes.
Oh.
And I'm empty. I'm empty after I finish that. What do? There's nothing.
See, I told you this happens.
I hate that feeling. There's an OVA on Netflix, and Netflix also has a movie. So I've watched the OVA, haven't seen the movie yet. I loved that show. I love the characters. I really am hoping, praying there's a season 3. The creator makes it sound like it's hinging on the success of the game coming out later this month.
That's unfair.
Yeah, so seeing how that game sells will determine if there's going to be a season 3.
Better get your wallet ready.
You know, I'm probably going to buy it just to kind of help fill that void. I tried watching another anime in my emptiness, Akame ga Kill.
Yes.
Doesn't fill the void. I'm sure it's a great show. I'm going to get back to it, but it's not what I need right now.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because it's very violent.
Yeah, and that's fine. I have no problem with violent shows. But when I'm going to cutesy little witch girls, out of school, and Harry Potter but better,
well, yeah.
It just kind of sucks. One thing about that show that really kind of sucked me in, you have, I guess, one of 2 options when it comes to a main character. Either you love them because they can't be stopped, or sorry, maybe not love them, but you have the character that can't be stopped, does everything right, the Mary Sues, or you have the character that just completely sucks at everything that they do, can't do anything right, and it becomes a snore fest because nothing's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
This character, I'm not going to go into specifics, but for this show, Akko, who's the main character, she is the latter. She is the can't do anything, and I get sick of it. I'm like, when is she going to be able to do anything in this show? And there's a thing that happens that explains why she can't. So that's pretty cool to see that happen, and that there was a twist. So
okay.
That was really cool. Really enjoyed that show.
I've watched like 3 or 4 episodes. She didn't annoy me yet, but it does get annoying that she doesn't actually have like magical abilities. Really,
does nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
Does nothing, but there's an explanation why. Okay. And then you end up. It's
like, how did she even get into school? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, she hitched a ride.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I will watch it. I just haven't had a chance to jump in.
I loved it. It sucked me in.
Right.
So I finished Little Witch Academia. And then I watched another show I binged this weekend. Older, like 2005 show, Elfen Lied.
Oh, okay. I saw that on there. Was it good?
It was good.
Okay.
Kind of. It's violent, and it's kind of like needlessly violent. But it's got some stuff. It's not an amazing show, but I enjoyed it. It's 13 episodes. It's short. Or I guess a season. Yeah. Your average season.
Okay.
It's older, so like a lot of the voice acting is and they do that thing where, it's a little girl character, so her voice has to be really high all the time. And that gets annoying. There's 2 characters that sound exactly alike, and they have conversations with each other. I'm sure it's a different voice actress, but they're doing that high pitched little girl thing. So that got a little annoying. And I swear they have a good song. They have a good opener. And they play that opener for everything. And it's like, okay, yeah, you guys had a good song. Okay, there's a music box in the episode now. Okay, it's playing the opening theme. Okay, sad part. Okay, it's the opening theme, but sad.
Yeah, it's too much.
So
overkill.
They recycle that theme so much.
That's bad.
But for the most part, it was enjoyable.
Okay,
I finished it right before I got here, actually.
Wow, okay. Dang, man, you've been on an anime binge.
Yeah, it's good. Every now and then I have these lulls where I'll watch it, go out, watch it, go out. Yeah. It's good to be back right now. Right before I left, I started watching a show that I've had my eye on. Haven't started it yet though, until today. The Ancient Magus Bride, which is a show I've really been looking forward to watching. Essentially this kind of mysterious, skull face person, which I'm sure is a mask or he's some sort of creature. It's not exactly known.
Right.
He ends up buying a bride to be. And he goes like, okay, you're going to be my apprentice and everything. That's kind of how he starts off, saying, I'm going to teach you the ways of magic and all that stuff. And, it's going to be good. He ends up starting off kind of mean. And then throughout the first episode, he mellows out and he ends up being a really cool guy.
Okay.
And at the end of the episode, he's like, I know I told you I want you to be my apprentice. That's true. But also I hope to make you my bride.
Wow.
Kind of thing. And so it's kind of that sappy love stuff that I get suckered into every now and then when it comes to anime.
Sounds like you.
Yeah. So I'm liking it. I'm ready to watch more episodes.
All right. Cool.
Anyway, that's me. Anime, video games, and spending time with my lovely girlfriend.
Nice.
Love you, babe.
Nice. So I know Joshua's going to listen to this, and Joshua, I'm sorry, but this will probably never happen again. We will never again have a 20-minute
in-game boss fight.
Oh, that's so funny. We needed to pad some time to get up to our normal time.
Yeah, I mean, come on, we cut out some games and we don't have a third person here to explain his week.
Exactly. So
fill some time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bud. All right, guys. Well, that's episode 64. We hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. Glad to have Garrett back. Sorry, Joshua can't be here. So, yep.
Yeah. But thanks for the time, though.
Yeah, to talk. So yeah, guys, this is our episode, our bro op. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Tune in next week for episode 65. Make sure you guys check out and do the fan favorites poll. Click that link, guys. It'll be right there for you. It'll also be on the website. Either way, we'd like for us to get a higher number on that poll, a bit of variety, a true gauging of what you guys choose in that fan favorites there. And of course, if you want to help the show, you can do that in one of several ways. You can go ahead and leave us a review, rate us with some stars, guys, on iTunes or wherever you listen, and subscribe. That way you get every single episode that pops up, and it helps us get a little bit higher on the listing on iTunes. Doing both those things, guys, we'd appreciate it quite a bit. You can also go ahead and chat with us, contact at scspodcast.net. Give us your ideas, your thoughts, your opinions, comments, whatever. We'll read them, guys. We enjoy that, and we really do appreciate it. And of course, you guys can also go to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/Super Co-op Squad. You can go there, give us $1 or $2. That's going to go directly to our show, helping with new mics, new equipment, cables, server costs, the Gmail suite we pay for the email. That way we don't have to have the Gmail attached to that. So yeah, do that, guys, if you have an opportunity. But either way, if you help out, thank you for those things. But most importantly, thank you for listening. We appreciate that first and foremost, the most. So do that, and thank you for listening. Tune in next week, and as always, you can reach us on Twitter as a group at Super Co-op Squad. You can find me individually at JohnnyMac24,
and you can find me at GJL3275,
and you can find Joshua
_4_life.
There we go. A lot of work there for that one. All right, guys. Thanks again. Talk to you guys next week. I'm Johnny Mac.
I'm Garrett.
See ya.
Bro out.